3, welcome to today's comprehension learning for Tuesday the 26th of January. Miss Morgan's in her classroom again today, a very empty classroom. Fingers crossed you'll be able to come back soon. But because I'm in my classroom today, I thought, why don't we have a learning question like we do in our literacy lessons to help us with today's learning and think, can I achieve this by the end of today's lesson? So, read it with me. Can I identify past and present tense? Now, we've done the tenses before in our literacy, and we know that when we're reading a story or an information booklet, for example, it is written in past tense, so it's already happened, or it's written in the present tense, so it's happening right now. So past tense already happened, present tense, it is happening now. So let's recap some of our learning. If you remember, I had some sentences about Santa here. Let's read them together. Santa has kindly delivered all of the presents. And this is past tense, but how do I know that this sentence is written in past tense? How do I know that it's already happened? Let's have a look. Well, if it was in present tense, it would be Santa's kindly delivering. It's got an ED on the end. Can you see that? We have our verb, deliver, because Santa is doing something, and it's got ED on the end, so that means that it's already happened. That's a big clue for us to know that it's already happened. In present tense, Santa is kindly delivering all of the presents. Now, have any of our verbs, our doing words, got ED on the end? No, we've got delivering because he's delivering them right now. But what do you notice that's different about my past tense sentence and my present tense sentence? Hit pause on the video and see if you can find the difference. Okay, so let's see if you've found it. The difference is, in past tense we have the word has, and in present tense we have the word is, because it means we have done it before or we are doing it now. Okay, I've got another one here, and I want you to read the sentences and think, how do I know that that's past tense, and how do I know that this is the present tense? So, the vicious Grinch has stolen all of the presents. Now, there's no verbs or words ending in ed there. So, how do I know they're in the past tense? The vicious Grinch is stealing all of the presents. How do I know that that is happening right now? Hit pause on the video and see if you can find those. Okay, so for our past tense sentence, the vicious Grinch has stolen all of our presents. There's also another word, and that's our verb, stolen. So not all of our verbs have to end in ed for past tense. What's the present tense word for stolen? It's stealing. The vicious Grinch is stealing all of our presents. Okay, so we've got the past tense and the present tense. So, for today's learning, we're going to do our challenge before we do our CPG booklet, okay? So what you need to get right now, and you can hit pause on this video in a moment whilst you go and get them if you don't have them already, is you will need some lined paper or your purple book. You should have your purple book at home on a new clean page, okay? You should have your pen or your pencil, a pen if you've got your pen licence. And then, if you're lucky enough to have a ruler at home, go and get a ruler. If you don't, try and find something straight. So I know a couple of you have whiteboards at home. So you could use the side of the whiteboard as a ruler, or you can ask whoever's looking after you at home for something straight to use. Okie dokie. So, the first thing that I want you to do is to get your purple book, on your new clean page, and Miss Morgan has already written the date of today, Tuesday the 26th of January, in her neatest joined up handwriting. And then I've written comprehension, okay, because we're doing comprehension learning today. So get your ruler, write those out for me, and then underline them nice and slowly and neatly as well. And if you've noticed, I've left a line in between so that our work is presented lovely. Okay, so your next task, and if you haven't done that, just hit pause on the video, is I want you to write, oh actually before that, I want you to get your ruler. And we are going to draw a line down the middle of the page, so as close to the middle of the page from your margin that you can. Okay, I'm going to get that ruler and I'm going to line it up where I want it. And you are going to draw it 14 lines down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's roughly about half of my page. And then you are going to get your ruler and not draw at the top of that line, but the next line down, just like this. So I started from my margin and I've taken it across. So your line should poke out a bit at the top. And I'm going to write past. And I'm going to write present. Okay, so if you haven't finished that now, hit pause on the video and then you can draw it out for me. Okie dokie, so once you have done that, Miss Morgan is going to give you a selection of words. Let me show you your words here. Okay, I've got quite a mixture of some here. We've got surrounded, hamper, trying, design, tried, thought, designed. What I want you to do is to think, is this word past tense or present tense? Has it happened or is it happening now? Now, surrounded, there's a big clue in there. It's got an ED on the end. Okay. So if I know it's got an ED on the end, it's happened in the past. So I'm going to get my paper and I'm going to write surrounded in the past tense, in my neatest handwriting. Surrounded. Lovely. And then there should be a present tense of surrounded. Can anybody spot that on the board? What is surrounded? What's happening right now? Trying? No. Tried? No. Surrounding? The children are surrounding Miss Morgan. Is that present tense? It is. So you will write surrounding in your present tense box. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave these words up for you and you can hit pause on this video and you are going to decide whether they are past tense or present tense and you are going to write them in the correct column. Okay, so hit pause on the video and have a really good go at this. If you get a little bit stuck, don't worry about it, we can go through them. Okay, Year 3, well done for doing your task for today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to our Year 3 Comprehension Booklet. And does anybody know what page we're on today? I don't think I can remember, so I'm going to see where I last did my work. We are on pages 24 and 25. So find the right pages for me. And you should have, what I can see, is a newspaper article. Okay, and I know it's a newspaper article because it's got a big title, big bold title, makes it stand out. It's got a photo, a picture, and it's got some small paragraphs. Okay, and I know it's a newspaper because it's got paragraphs on the left and on the right as well, because I never see a story written like this. Okay, and it's called Labels on Children's Food. Now, labels, what's a label? Have a look in your kitchen now. Go and see if you can find some food with a label on. And then bring it back to your desk or wherever you're working. So hit pause on the video and go and find one now. Okay, so I'm hoping that some of you got some tins of food or some pasta. But Miss Morgan's got chocolate as per usual. And she has a label on her chocolate here. Now, if I look at this label, I know it tells me what it is. It says milk chocolate. And it says all of the ingredients that are in it and its weight and some other information like the date that I need. So our newspaper article today is all about food labels. And in fact it says, parents confused by labels on food for children. So they're confused. But why are they confused? So let's read a little bit about our extract today. So follow it with me. Most parents try to make sure their children have a well-balanced diet. And we know a well-balanced diet means that you have a good balance of sugar and a good balance of nutrients, like healthy things as well, don't we? We need a good balance. But it's not always easy to make healthy choices, especially if food packaging is misleading or there's a long list of confusing ingredients. So misleading means that you are led into the wrong direction, okay? So I may look at this packet of chocolate and I may think, it's healthy. It doesn't say, warning, do not eat lots of sugar, does it? So that's quite misleading because I might think, oh, I can eat that, it's fine. Okay. This article looks at some of the issues surrounding the food industry. So that's the industry is where they sell all of the food. Okay, so I'm not going to read the news article to you because you are very capable of doing that yourselves, aren't you, Year 3? Okay, so I want you to read your text. So in a moment you will hit pause on the video and really read the text carefully. But before you do that, let's go through some of the tricky vocabulary first. Okay, so let's take a closer look. Now here it says the word hampered. Now hampered means to stop somebody from doing something, okay? If you go to do your work and you haven't got a pencil, you are hampered from doing your learning. Artificial additives. Now, the little star there is directing you to the glossary down here. Now I've put pink highlighter all around it so it stands out to you. And it says artificial additives are ingredients added to food that aren't from natural sources. So a natural source is something that we don't produce. So potatoes grow in the ground, they are natural. Okay, we don't really have to do anything to them to make them grow. However, chocolate is made in a factory. They've got lots of artificial additives in them. We have, the word vast. I'll give you a clue. Vast. It's big. It's a lot of. Trusted manufacturers. Oh, that's a fancy word. So manufacturers, and it's guiding us to our glossary again, are people who make the products. So you see lots of people in factories. In a chocolate factory, okay? Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. He has his little Oompa Loompas. They are the manufacturers of his chocolate. They make the chocolate. Okay, a nutritionist. Someone who advises others about how food can affect their health. So they're a little bit like a food doctor. They tell you what's good and what's bad about food. We've got a toddler. So if you're unsure what a toddler is, that's just after you're a baby, so you're a little child. Okay, on the other side, we have got a national survey. A survey is something where you ask people lots of questions, okay, and they answer your questions. So a national one means that they've asked the whole entire United Kingdom, so not just near, not just Stoke-on-Trent, but the whole of the United Kingdom. And we've got consultancy, and a consultancy is just a group of people that help you. Okay, so probably they help you with food. Okay, so now that we've gone through some of our vocabulary, hopefully this will help you to understand the text. Like I said, read it very carefully because today's text is quite difficult. Okay, so hit pause on the video and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so hopefully you've gone through that text very carefully so that it can help us to answer our questions. So, question number 1 today, let's read it together. What do you think the word hampered, line 2, means? Use a dictionary to help you. So if you remember from yesterday's learning, and I've seen some fantastic work, Zane, I've seen your definitions from yesterday, and Isabel, I've seen yours as well, so well done. You can use your iPad, okay, and the internet to help you with a dictionary, if you remember what we did yesterday, or you can use a dictionary book if you've got one at home. Okay, so you will look for the first, then the A, the A, and then the M to help you. Okay, but I did give you a big clue. Hampered means to, okay, you are hampered from doing your work when you haven't got a pencil. So what does that do? Number 2, according to the text, why do some parents find it hard to buy healthy food for their children? Give 2 reasons. So this is a retrieval. We've got to retrieve our answer from the text. And not just one reason, we need 2. Now, I don't know whether you've noticed, but Miss Morgan has underlined some important vocabulary here. I've underlined parents, hard, and healthy, so that I know where I'm looking at in the text. So you've got to find those 2 reasons why the parents find it hard. I'm going to give you a bit of a clue of where the answers are. The answers, the 2 answers, should be here. You may find one reason in the first paragraph, and you may find another reason in the next paragraph. Okie doke. Oh, this one's quite difficult, so get your listening ears on. Number 3. Okay. Explain what the phrase, so that's just a saying, from scratch, line 21 means. So it's giving us a big clue at where to look at. So let's look at line 21, and it says, from scratch. Now let's read the whole sentence to see if it gives us a clue of what it means. As a mum of 4 girls, I look at labels, myself, and really think about what they mean. What do they mean? So make as much as I can from scratch. Now, if you were a parent and you looked at this label, do you think you would get a bit confused whether it was good or bad for you? Well, I'll give you a clue. I'm very confused. It's got lots of complicated vocabulary in there. I don't know if this is good or bad for me. So, if I'm taking it from scratch, is this giving me just a little bit of information? Because I don't really understand it. Okay, that one is a difficult question, so if there's somebody at home that can help you, make sure you hit pause on this video and then go and ask them, or you could look for the definition on your iPad or in a dictionary, couldn't you? Okay, number 4. How does Frankie Phillips make sure her children eat well? This one's quite easy. It's another retrieval that you can take from the text. So I've underlined the name Frankie Phillips because I know if I look for the sentence with that name in, then it should give me the answer of how she makes sure her children eat well, which means eat good. Okay, question number 5. Most parents who were surveyed thought that food companies wanted what? Circle one of them. They wanted to make healthy food for children. Now, I know this news article is about parents who are concerned that companies aren't making healthy food for children. They thought that food companies wanted to make their labelling clearer. They thought food companies wanted to make as much money as possible, or they wanted food companies wanted parents to make healthy choices. So this is another retrieval. You will find your answer in the text for this. And it does talk about the parents who were surveyed, and I know that when I was looking at the text, it spoke about a national survey here. So my answer will probably be somewhere here in the text. So I don't have to look at that side, I just have to look at this side. Okay, number 6. How can you tell from the text's layout that it's a newspaper article. Now, a layout is when you look at something, how is it written? So I spoke at the beginning about how the writing was written on the left side and on the right side. It's not just written in one long sentence, is it? It's separated between the two to make it look a bit what? What do you think that makes it look a bit? Do you think it makes it more difficult to read? Or do you think it makes it a lot easier to read? And it's also got a big title. And the title does something. It starts with a k. It captures the reader, okay? Because if I read this title, Parents Confused by Labels on Food for Children, I definitely want to read more because I don't know the answer. Okay. And last question, we're nearly there, year 3, doing really well, is do you think it is more important that food is healthy or that it tastes good? Explain your answer. Now, what do we do if we've got to explain our answer? What do we use to expand our sentence? That's right, a conjunction. We have been using the conjunction because, but you could use a different conjunction in this sentence. So if I was writing this answer to this sentence, I would write, I think it is more important that food is healthy so that my hair grows long and luscious, or my skin glows. Okay, what conjunction did I use there instead of because? I used so. So that. I wonder if you could use a different conjunction rather than because. So Miss Morgan used so that. Okay, I'm not going to give you another challenge today because you have got your work to do at the beginning of this lesson, and today's has been quite difficult. So I'm going to be very kind to you, but well done to Zane and Isabel again for your work yesterday, and I'm going to be looking for some other people some work to show. Okay, so I'll see you for tomorrow's learning. Bye bye.